We got yet another video of Cody Rhodes slapping The Rock. We just can't get enough of this. I am your host, Unknown Emperor. This is this week's Friday Night Smackdown review. Let's get into it. We started with no other than The Rock. His If You Smell came in and everybody was cheering. He has one of the most electrifying, no pun intended, interests in wrestling. Whenever he comes on, you have no choice but to stand in awe of this man. He made his way to his ring. At the beginning, he was able to be a nice, proper babyface. He reveled in the crowd, saying that this is a place where he was home. He was in Memphis. They were cheering him. They were saying that they loved him. He was saying he loved them back. He was referencing back to his time every Saturday morning wrestling, 5 o'clock. His startup name was Flex Cavana. Like he was going deep and going through the whole dialogue of how he grew up in Memphis as a wrestler and how they took him in, and he was being like a proper right babyface. And you could see it on his face that he was extremely happy and enjoying everything of what he was saying. It was, and then he finally did finally, The Rock has come back. And then it was like a pause. Then he said home, and then everybody cheered, obviously. It was nice. It was electrifying. I keep using that word because there's no other word to describe The Rock. Mesmerizing, charismatic. Like, he came in and he made you forget like the last 3, 4, 5 weeks that he was calling them crackheads and stuff like that. It was, and then we got a song from The Rock. He asked the crowd if he could sing a song. He got 2 people from the local Memphis art talented, performers, and they helped him. He got down. The gist of his song was he called Cody Rhodes a mistake. He said that Becky Lynch was more famous than Seth Rollins. He also called out John Morant, of all people. Like, he had a John Morant reference. I guess because he was in Memphis. Like, come on now. John Morant, we love John. But The Rock is just great in what he does. Like, you know what his stick is going to be a little bit, but you have no choice but to enjoy it and revel in it. I for one, enjoyed the performance. And then he made his way to call out the Cody crybabies. He called them bitches. And he said that they pay for sex. Like, The Rock was going crazy. And then he said, I'm gonna talk to you, Mama Rhodes. And everybody was like, ooh, The Rock's gonna talk about the Cody Rhodes mama. He went down this. He even showed how Cody Rhodes was crying on Monday Night Raw, and The Rock was really just going in. And every part of the song had a picture that he was showing up on the Titantron. Like, it was well thought out. It was a Rock production, obviously. And as I stated earlier, he made his way to talking about Cody Rhodes' mom and said that she's going to basically be in the front row. She's going to get to know The Rock in more ways than one. I'm assuming he wasn't being sexual here, obviously, because then he proceeded to say that that they were going to beat Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes, and then Cody Rhodes is going to get beat again on the night 2 of WrestleMania. Then he said that he was going to spank Cody. He was going to pull his bet out and whoop Cody's ass and then beat him and then drag him to his mom. And then whenever he dragged Cody to his mom and she's crying and that belt has Cody's blood and her tears, he's going to wipe her tears away and he's going to say, what can I say? Oh, I can't sing, but I don't want to get copyrighted either. But he sung the song that he sung in Moana, and then it was crazy. I turned up a little bit. I enjoyed it. It was fun. And yeah, and then he said that some lines you just don't cross. You walk and kiss the ass of the final boss, and he's the final boss. I don't know if he's insinuating that to Roman Reigns, him being the final boss, because we all thought Roman's the final boss. But I enjoyed it. I love The Rock. Beginning, it took up a little bit, but it's The Rock. What else can you say to him? I really enjoyed it. If we were to rate it, it was a good good. It wasn't mid. It wasn't bad. Anything. As you know, whenever I figure out the gimmick, I do stuff in threes. So it's gonna be something with 3 ratings on it, but we got it, and I appreciate you. Nice ultimate segment to SmackDown. Legado del Fantasma, the team of Angel and Berto, as formerly known as Humberto, then beat the LWO. The team is Joaquin Wild? Yeah, Joaquin Wild and Cruz del Toro. Yeah, they lost. They lost. They lost. And it was a tag team qualifying match. The winner of this match faces the winner of a tag team match later on between New Catch Republic and Pretty Deadly. I thought this rivalry was going to be over, but apparently that they had to fight again. I thought these tournaments was random, but it's wrestling. Ain't nothing really random. With the teams involved, you already know it was going to be a whole lot of flips and a whole lot of super kicks. And the LWO was able to get started with it. They started off with the flips, started off with the dives. Angel and Berto started to get on top, but it wasn't long before the two got the upper hand and started hitting dives on the outside. And then LWO was able to hit this amazing sling blade moonsault. And then I don't know if it was Cruz or Joaquin did it first, and then the other one came in and did a flip off the ropes for the 1-2 kick out. It was a nice fast paced match. Like I said, with the teams involved, you already know it was going to be a whole lot of flips, dives, super kicks, interference. You know, it's obvious, but it didn't really last long. Back from the break. The Legado del Fantasma was magically in control. They didn't show what happened, so the other team normally always, whoever is on top before the break, the opposite person is probably winning after the break. I don't know what be happening unless they show the replay. Legado del Fantasma was on the top rope. They hit a avalanche, kind of like double military press drop flip thingamajig. And they did that for the 1-2 kick out, but it was, it was broken up at 2. I misspoke. And then Cruz del Toro went for 1 dive too many, and they flung him into the barricade. And Joaquin Wild didn't get the memo that no more dives. You know, this is a no-fly zone. He went for a dive himself. He got caught with a super kick. He got caught with a pop-up kick like to his sternum type deal. 1, 2, 3. As I said, Legado del Fantasma win. Damage Control and Bailey was shown arriving to the arena at this point. It was quick and easy. Next we had LA Knight. He was brought out by Kayla. Kayla asked him basically, hey, you've been looking for AJ Styles for the last couple of weeks. What's going on? He asked her to leave. He started talking kind of kinky. He was like, you said you want to humble me. Well, that's what I like. Ooh, I love it. Ooh, give me that feeling, and then he said, come humble me. In my head, I was like, sounds like you like pain. Interesting. But then he challenged AJ Styles to a match at WrestleMania. AJ Styles blasted him with a chair and put the chair on his chest and basically accepted the match. So we have AJ Styles taking on LA Knight at WrestleMania. Wasn't nothing much to it. Logan Paul was backstage with Nick Aldis, just basically complaining about Randy Orton doing what he did last week, ruining, and Nick Aldis told him to go get an apology from Randy Orton. Quick segment. It was a lot of backstage segments. There was a lot of replays this week. There was a lot of stories, and there was a lot of WrestleMania challenges this week, or a lot of challenges in general. That Logan Paul led us because he was on commentary for our next match, which was Randy Orton taking on Grayson Waller. And being as though all the distractions was on the outside with the people involved, it was Randy Orton taking on Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller had Austin Theory in his pocket, basically on the outside. And Logan Paul was on commentary. Logan Paul on commentary didn't really bother the match at all. He was just basically complaining about Randy Orton, and he didn't want to get the apology. The whole match, Randy Orton was distracted. They were taking his attention away, which didn't really hurt him because He's Randy Orton, but it kind of took it away. But he couldn't help himself, and the distractions really started to help Grayson Waller get on top and really start to have it really start to showcase a little bit. But he got a little overzealous. He threw Randy Orton into the corner, which seemed to power up Randy Orton. He came back with his signature, the clothesline, power flip. He went for the spike DDT. Wasn't able to get it. Austin Theory kept getting kept getting involved. He went for one distractions too many. He got hit with a DDT. Grayson Waller tried to catch him with the little rolling STO type deal. His Grayson Waller, his finishing move. But when he rolled and jumped, he got hit with an RKO. 1, 2, 3. Randy Orton wins. And then after the match, Theory started to attack him. Logan Paul was finna punch him, but KO came out for the save. KO ran him off, and at this point he was going to go check on Randy. Randy was about to hit him with an RKO because he was jumpy, but he didn't. Then Austin Theory came in. Austin Theory got hit with an amazing stunner, and he jumped up, like you can see him propel himself up into an RKO, and that was an amazing spot. Austin Theory loves selling himself for, overselling moves for the wrestlers. I love everybody involved. And then Nick Aldis came after and announced a triple threat match for the United States champion at WrestleMania between Logan Paul, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens. KO should win. KO should win. But I don't know. Randy Orton deserves his flowers as well. Logan Paul should not keep that title. I honestly thought LA Knight was going to win the title at WrestleMania, but I see they have other plans. Dakota Kai was then backstage with the rest of Damage Control, saying that Bayley, we're your creation, but this is all your fault. You weren't strong enough, and they keep piling on my girl. They need to leave Bayley alone before I fly to Philadelphia and handle y'all myself. Y'all disrespecting Bayley. Like, she done been through too much. Dragon Lee then lost to Santos Escobar next. I said it like that because that's how deflating the match was. It was really pretty quick. Dragon Lee got the jump on him because obviously last week they beat him up, so he was very furious. But he couldn't essentially keep his attention on Santos. He got started. He was able to hit a nice move in the corner. He was able to work in a dive. And then he was able to hit out a nice sit-out powerbomb for the 1-2 kick out. But somebody, he went for another dive too many. Legado del Fantasma was on the outside. He hit a dive on Berto and Angel, taking out his frustrations. He got back into the ring, and then he got hit with, what's the name of the move called? It's called a Phantom Driver. He got hit with a Phantom Driver, and he got back into the ring. Like, that's how quick the match was. He got into the ring. He got hit with a Phantom Driver. 1, 2, 3. Santos win. But it was mostly just to set up the post-match angle. They, the rest of them, Berto and Angel, then got inside the ring, and they started to jump Dragon Lee again, a repeat of last week. But this time he had some friends. Carlito came out. Carlito didn't count him. It was 3-1 still. And he started off pretty strong, but then got worked. And he was finna make another work of him, but then we got Booyaka. Rey Mysterio came out. He took out Angel. He took out Berto. It was just him and Santos standing. He got the upper hand on Santos. He was finna hit the 619, but Santos got out of the ring. Rey Mysterio grabbed the microphone. He started saying stuff in Spanish, real passionate, but ultimately he challenged Santos to a one-on-one match next week. It's the two teams involved. It's not going to be a one-on-one match unless they're banned from ringside or some news come out, but it's not going to be a one-on-one match. This match was simply just to set it out. It was a mid-match. I didn't know. It was a bad match. Bad match. It was quick. They didn't really get enough time in, and they just used the match to set up the angle. The angle was fine. I gave it mid, but bad match, mid-angle afterwards, and they set up a mediocre match because I'm tired of this feud. I'm just tired of this feud. I'm tired of LWO going against this team. They've been going against them for at least a year or somewhere along the lines. Or at least if it's not a year, I'm just growing tired of it. I've just grown tired of it. And then next we got the second match of our tag team qualifier match. Neither team got an entrance. It was the new, unless I missed it, neither team got an entrance. It was the New Catch Republic taking on Pretty Deadly. The first half of this match was a 2-on-1 between Pretty Deadly and Pete Dunne, and Pete Dunne was holding his own until just about where Pretty Deadly was starting to get a little offense. That built up the hot tag to Tyler Bate. Tyler Bate was then on a 2-on-1, and he was getting his offense in. It wasn't like they were actually beating him. Each one of New Catch Republic was able to showcase that they can handle a 2-on-1, at least with the two, which really doesn't bode well for Pretty Deadly. It made them look like a weak team. They are pretty nice. They were multiple NXT Tag Team Champions. If they're just given the time, then I'm sure they'll be able to do a little bit something different. But Pretty Deadly did get up a little bit. They were able to ram Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne into the ring post. Then they hit a avalanche double team bulldog for the 1-2 kick out on Tyler Bate. But it was essentially the beginning of the end. It didn't necessarily last long. They were able to get Kid William out of the ring, and then they hit Prince with the Berman hammer. And then they did a 1-2-3. New Catch Republic wins, and that's basically it. They're going to face Legado del Fantasma or Angel and Berto, I believe, next week to see who's going to go to the WrestleMania tag team match. And the match was mid, Like I said, they didn't do Pretty Deadly any justice, and the win just kind of propels New Catch Republic to the next match. So it was mid. It was okay. And surprise, surprise, our main event, Bayley versus Dakota Kai, ends in a DQ. Like, oh my goodness. I was optimistic for this match to do a little bit. They didn't have a lot of time left when they got in the ring. Bayley came out firing, obviously, because Dakota Kai had just turned on her, so she was very frustrated. Anything that Dakota Kai did to her, she was basically just no-selling it, knocking it off, brushing it off. She was a man on the mission. We also got to whoop that trick, for Trick Williams in Memphis. I didn't mention the one earlier. He got to whoop that trick when The Rock was on in the opening segment. So Trick Williams is obviously popular in Memphis. We were able to get Bayley raining down punches on Dakota Kai. Bayley hit a nice elbow drop for a 1-2 kick out. But like I said, the writing was on the wall. You already knew what was going to happen from the flow of the match. I was pleasantly optimistic saying that the match was going to, it was going to end in something, not a DQ. But, man, Damage Control started to get involved a little bit. Then I want to say she got Kairi Sane out the way, and then Io Sky started to hit her, and they started to get the jump on Bayley. All four of them started to jump her. When we got a surprise help out with Naomi, I guess it's not much of a surprise. Last week she was feeling bad for Bayley. This week she wants to go out and help. She came out. It's 4-on-1. She started strong, but the numbers game eventually got to her. The crowd was shouting for EST, for Bianca to come out to make the save, but there's no rhyme or reason why Bianca Belair should go out there and help Bayley. And then they ended Saturday Night Smackdown with Bayley getting hit with a elevated kind of insane elbow. Or, it was, I don't know. It was something nice. They held her up off the ground, and then she got a dive on her. But Damage Control was standing tall. Match was, like I said, mid. It was okay. Wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It did what it was supposed to do. I was just pleasantly trying to be optimistic towards something different. I was wrong. Overall, SmackDown was pretty quick, pretty brisk. It kind of flew by, and I appreciate it for what it was. It set up a lot of matches for WrestleMania. That card is going to be stacked. I wonder how they're going to split it up. But Let me know what you thought about it. Let me know what you liked. Let me know what you didn't like. Let me know if you thought a match was bad, mid, or good. That's I'll figure out a better ranking system, for it. It's probably something to deal with this, but thank you for tuning in. I am Unknown Emperor. If leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, share. Let me know what you thought about wrestling or what you think about anything, and check out some other videos on my channel. This is Unknown Emperor signing off. You have a blessed one.